Okay, so fine, Prabhu. So sorry for that delay. So I want to show you here this statement from Laghu Bhagavatamrit, where it is said that usually speaking, Yugavatar is a Jiva, and then only in the cases where Lord Chaitanya comes, then that time he is Supreme Lord. So you can see here, this is second verse from Laghu Bhagavatamrit, first chapter, and the verse is Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam only. So here Baldev Vidyabhushan has written a commentary, and here I had shown yesterday also actually. So you can see my screen, right? Anneshu, Kalishu, all this, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
So you see, he's talking about Kali Yuga, Yugavatar in other Kali Yugas. Anneshu, Kalishu, in other Kali Yugas, to Kvachit Shamatvena. Sometimes he is Shama, or it can also mean blackish, Krishna. Kvapi Shukapatra Bhatvena. And sometimes he is also greenish. So, see, there are some variety mentioned sometimes like that. But in either case, what Baldev says, searcha tada vishto jiva vishesha. See, very clear. But in any case, that particular Yugavatar in other Kali Yugas is tad avishta jiva vishesha. He is a special jiva only. And he is avishta, he is empowered by the Supreme Lord's power. Like So this is his statement, where he says that that is a jiva in other Kali Yugas, even though he is Yuga Avatar. We are not talking about Kalki, or we are not talking about Kalki or Buddha or like that. We are talking about Yuga Avatar here. Kalki and all, they are sure. Kalki and all, they are surely Shaktavesh avatars only. But here we are talking about Yuga Avatar. And he says here, Tada Vishto Jiva Vishesha. He is a Jiva Vishesha. And this is also confirmed in Vishnu Dharmottar. Pratyaksha Rupa Dhruk Devo Drishyate na Kalau Hari. In Kali Yuga, Lord Hari doesn't appear in his direct form. He is not seen as taking a direct form, meaning he is not directly Swamsha incarnation. Ityadi Vakyam Tad Vishayam. This Vakya, this statement refers to that Kali Yuga's Yugavatar where Lord Chaitanya doesn't appear. Tad Vishayam. Uske बारे में है ये वाक्य विष्णु धर्मोत्तर का. For whom, in whose relation? It is in relation to that Kali Yuga's Yugavatar where Lord Chaitanya doesn't appear. That is Tada Vishto Jiva Vishesha. He is Jiva Vishesha. Like that. But when Lord Chaitanya comes, then that doesn't happen. Then he is none other than himself, Amshi. And then yesterday in Mahatseva Prabhu's question, I was talking about one Praman from Laghu Bhagavatamrit, where I was saying that usually the incarnation of Kali Yuga is black. So this is the Praman. You can say this is Brahad Bhagavatam, Laghu Bhagavatamrit, Yugavatara chapter. So Srila Rup Goswami himself says this. What does he say? He says, usually speaking, in 4 yugas, the Yugavatar in Satya Yuga is Shukla, in Treta is Rakta, in Dwapar is Shama, and in Kali Yuga it's Krishna. He's talking about the color. He's talking here about the color aspect. Okay. So that is why in the Tipani, in the commentary, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan says, Kalau Krishna iti samanyataha sarveshu kalishu. See, generally speaking, in all the Kali Yugas, Lord who is the Kali Yuga's Yugavatar is Krishna. Krishna meaning black. He has a black complexion. This is it. Sometimes, rarely, it may be that he also is green, just as Baldev Vidyabhushan said, Kwapi, Kvachit, like that. But otherwise, Kalau Krishna iti samanyataha sarveshu kalishu. In all the Kali Yugas, actually, The Yuga avatar is Krishna only. He is black colored complexion only. Krishna Kali Yuge Vibhu. In Kali Yuga, Lord Vibhu appears in Krishna, means in the form of in blackish complexion. He's quoting this Hari Vamsha. But Yasmin Kalau Swarna Gauraha Krishna Chaitanya Syat. But in that Kali Yuga, where Krishna Chaitanya appears as golden colored incarnation, Tada Krishna Satantra Antarbhave. So that time you should know that the prior preceding Yuga was Dwapar with Lord Krishna appearing. So Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, they are avyabhichari. They are always following one another. But usually in Kali Yugas, Krishna, black is the color of that incarnation, which is the Yuga avatar. So that this is the reference from Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. So, fine. So after this, he explains Krishna Varnam aspect. So we will proceed now to understand Krishna Varnam. Just before that, do you wish to check anything on this aspect now? Before understanding the meanings of Krishna Varnam.
Hare Krishna, I had one quick small question. You said he appears in 20th Yuga cycle. So right now we are in the 7th Manvantar and 20th Yuga cycle. So in the previous day of Brahma, is it all that also is maintained like 7th Manvantar and 20th?
Yes, bro.
Okay, thank you.
28 means 7th Manvantar as 28.
Thank you.
See, you must have seen in Jeev Goswami's commentary Sarva Samvadini that Vaivasvat Manvantar 28th Yuga. So know that always in every day of Brahma, these are the fixed names of the Manvantaras. Vaivasvat is always 7th Manvantar.
Oh, okay.
It's like that. That the personalities may change, those which are Manus, but the names are very common. They are the names. Always it will be like that. Swayambhu is the first, and then Vaivasvat is the 7th. And all that.
So just like the days of our week are fixed, Monday, Tuesday, like that.
The Vidyabhushan says that very clear.
One very basic question. Actually, this Yuga Sandhya we say, right? That means every Yuga is a Sandhya, and after that the next Yuga comes. So how is it that Krishna appeared in the Yuga Sandhya of Dwapara Yuga, or how is it exactly? Means Dwapara Yuga would have got a Yuga Sandhya, and similarly Kali Yuga also will have a Yuga Sandhya, right, in the beginning?
Yeah, yes.
So just
yes, Prabhu. So Krishna appears at the end of Dwapara Yuga in the Yuga Sandhya. Basically, Yuga Sandhya is 1/12. 1/12 of the total duration of that particular Yuga.
Okay, but that is considered as part of Dwapara Yuga only, correct?
Yeah, it is considered part of Dwapara Yuga. So the first 1/12 and then second 1/12, and then in between is the chunk of the Yuga. Everything is considered Dwapara Yuga. Same way with Krishna, same way with Kali Yuga. First Prathama Sandhya and Shesha Sandhya in the end, and in between, everything is considered Yuga only. But the prior part and the end part, there would be certain changes in terms of, how the aspects of Yuga are increasing or decreasing. So that Sandhya period is a little specific period. Yuga is the main chunk of Yuga in between.
That means here our current period is Yuga Sandhya of Kali Yuga, is it?
Beginning of okay. Pratham Sandhya of Kali Yuga, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Typically, Yugavataras appear in the Pratham Sandhya of every Yuga. That is how they appear, typically. So only in case of Lord Krishna, we see that when he comes and then he takes up role of whatever, that Yugavatar, that is a very odd phenomenon because he is coming in the Shesha Sandhya. It is the last part of Yuga, and then we are saying that he is Yuga Avatar. So how is that? Yesterday that question had come up. Yes. So of course, on this, if I hear something more, I will surely share. But otherwise, yes, Yuga Avataras, they appear typically in Pratham Sandhya, the first Sandhya of Yuga. Okay. Murli Mukund Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Prabhu, this Vaivasvat Manu and 28th cycle, Krishna and Lord Chaitanya will appear. So it's like almost like a frozen thing as per the scriptures, like every day of Brahma and 7th Manu, 28th cycle, Krishna and Chaitanya. It's like that, or like
It is like that.
it is like that.
Always like that. You can read Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary, or even here Baldev Vidyabhushan will say that. It's always like that. In Brahma's everyday Vaivasvat Manvantarat Ashtavimshati Yoga, that is when these two personalities, one after another, meaning Dwapar and Kali, they will appear.
Times it appears like because we happen to be here at the time.
Yeah, that is special fortune.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is what it is. Yes, true. It is fixed time, and that is how Lord decides and appears. Shubhangi Radha Mataji.
Prabhuji, what is the exact Yuga Krama? Yesterday you said Treta is second Yuga, but in first and to fourth chapter, in context with Vyasdevaji's birth, it is Prabhupada has said that the
Overlapping
Yuga
of.
is overlapping Dwapar Yuga, which is the second Yuga.
Okay, I was thinking somebody will ask this question. Okay, so let me tell you that overlapping of yugas is a concept which is not found in any of the scriptures. Prabhupada has mentioned it in his purport, and so that's why this was one of the tasks to us as members of Shastrika Advisory Council to find out where from that idea comes of overlapping of yugas, because it's not mentioned anywhere. At least it's not mentioned by any of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, and it is not mentioned in any of the Puranas or anything, at least what we know. There, the famous story is there of Ahalya and Ahalya's curse, but where is that story coming from? It's not there in Ramayana, it's not there in any of the Puranas. So that remains a question to be researched. If Prabhupada has given it, so it is our onus responsibility to find out where from that story has been quoted. But as such, that overlapping of yugas, Tritiye Yuga Paryaye, that's the verse which you are saying in 4th chapter of 1st canto. Chatah Parasharat Yogi Vasavyam Kalaya, like that. Tritiye Yuga Paryaye, that's one. So that Yuga Paryaya, that has been translated by Prabhupada as overlapping of yugas. But this concept is not spoken actually by anyone, any of the prior acharyas and all. So usual krama, which other acharyas also agree, is like this only: Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. It is not Satya, Dwapar, Treta and Kali. Even you go to 12th canto, if you talk about the religious principles, the pillars of religion and yugas, you will find there it is Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. It is not Satya, Dwapar, Treta, Kali, like that. So that is a standard thing that is accepted all throughout across the scriptures. You take Mahabharata, you take Puranas, you take Bhagavad, that it has always been like that. So what I would say is, as far as the scriptures are concerned, the opinion is very clear in terms of the standard order of yugas is Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. Somebody may have that idea like, well, Treta means 3 and Dwapar means 2. So is it not that? So Mahabharata explains the significance behind these numbers. See, basically it is like this. Krit in Sanskrit can denote 4. Krit. That is one of the connotations that can come in Krit. So Krit Yuga, all the four principles are there. Treta, 3 are there. Then Dwapar, 2 are there. And in Kali Yuga, only 1. That's how it goes. 4, 3, 2, 1. So Treta, meaning it's the third yuga, that particular idea, at least in terms of scriptures, Mahabharata speaks differently. It doesn't support that particular idea. So now where from this concept is spoken by Prabhupada, I would say that it's a matter of research. We should find that out like that. So that is one of the, in the sense, one of the small points from Prabhupada purports that we were asked to work upon. So otherwise, it's quite a standard thing that Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali is the standard order of yugas. And there are many, many references which support this particular idea. Okay. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Haribo.
Prabhuji, when you just now said the 4 principles, 3 principles, these are principles of dharma, right?
Dharma.
Satya,
Yeah, yeah.
Shaucha, Kshama, and Tapa. So in the first Satya Yuga, dharma is standing on 4 legs. Then in Treta Yuga, 3 legs of dharma, and Dwapar 2 legs of dharma, and Kali Yuga only 1 leg of dharma, which is Satya.
Yeah. Or it can also mean another thing you must be knowing. It can mean that in Satya Yuga, all 4 legs with full proportion. In Treta, 1/4 proportion of each of the yugas goes. In Dwapar, half proportion is lost. And in Kali Yuga, 3/4 proportion is lost. Only 1/4 remains. That also is the meaning. So you can take an individual leg and that is disappearing. That can also be the meaning. Or you can take each of the legs is disappearing by 1/4 and then half and then 3/4. Both the meanings. Vishwanath Chakravarti in his commentary to in the section of Kali, and Kali hurting the dharma bull, he explains this idea.
Okay. Thank you.
So you can say this idea is explained also in 12th canto, where similar meaning is given that each of the principle goes down by 1/4 in the in the Kali, I mean, as the yugas proceed. And Vishwanath Chakravarti does say this very clearly that this should be taken to mean in 2 different ways. So he says that you may take it to mean that only Satya is there, or you may mean to say that Satya, Shaucha, Daya, Tapas is there, but each one of them is only 1/4. Bhakti Vaibhav Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, is it also this Kali, Dwapar, Treta? So is it like that four जो है Treta, it is like 4 times the period of Kali Yuga, Treta is 3 times period of Kali Yuga, and Dwapar is twice the Kali Yuga period? Because match कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर.
Yeah, I mean, it can mean like that. In the sense ratio is fine. Yeah, that is how it is. Yeah, but I told you the Mahabharat's explanation. Mahabharata clearly speaks of the digits 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the explanation. Agreed. Even this thing is right, but I haven't come across that numbers referring, or the Treta of 3 and Dwapar of 2 referring to the number of years. It is logically, it can make sense, but yeah, scripturally I found the Mahabharat's explanation. So that's it. But what you are saying is right only, no, that yes, Dwapar is double of Kali and Treta is triple of Kali and Krita is 4 times of Kali in terms of duration. But what Mahabharata refers is to the pillars of religion, the principles of religion, Dharma Tattva. No? So, okay, so I think we should proceed now. Okay, so Krishna Varnana, I'm explaining from Sarva Samvadini. So Jiva Goswami gives multiple meanings of Krishna Varna. There is in fact many meanings of this word are given. Krishna Varna. It's explained by other contemporary acharyas or other commentators also in different ways. So it's almost 7-8 meanings are there of Krishna Varna. We will see Jiva Goswamis and Baldev Vidyabhushan's. So Krishna Varnam, here he is. Tadeva tada avirbhavatvam tasya swayameva visheshan dvara vinakti. So that appearance of Lord is spoken by a special adjective called Krishna Varnam. So what is Krishna Varnam? So Varna can mean so many things, right? Varna can mean color, Varna can mean class, one can mean category, Varna can mean complexion, Varna can mean nature, Swabhava. So many different meanings are there of the word Varna. So he takes meaning here, Krishna Varna, as Krishna iti eto varno yatra yasmin. That personality in whose name the Kr and Shna, these two Varnas are there. Kr and Shna, Krishna. How many Varnas? Two Varnas, right? Kr and Shna. So Varnau, you see. Why? Because his name is also Sri Krishna Chaitanya Deva Namni, right? So he has these two Varnas beginning, his name also beginning with that Sri Krishna Chaitanya, like that. So just as Sri Krishna, similarly Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishnatva Abhivanjakam, Krishna iti Varna Yugalam. So he also, his name begins with Krishna iti Varna Yugal, iti Varna Dvaya. This pair of Varnas called Krishna, that is how Lord's name also begins and Chaitanya's name also begins. And he gives interesting verse for that. He quotes Bhagavatam 3.3.3, in which Uddhava is speaking about Rukmi, and the word that is used for the phrase, Rukmina, meaning by Rukmi, is Shriyaha Savarnena. Rukmi is said to be Shriyaha Savarna. He is Savarna of Rukmini. What is that Savarna of Rukmini? Meaning, just as Rukmini, she has in her name first two letters as Rukmi, similarly, Rukmi, her brother, also has in his name the first two letters Rukmi. So he is Rukmini Savarna. Basically, Savarna, what does it mean? Savarna means Sajatiya, or Savarna means one who is in the same category. That is Savarna, like that. In Vyakaran, Savarna is a concept over there also. So somebody who is in the same category is known as Savarna. So what is he saying? What is that? Just as Rukmini and Rukmini Savarna is Rukmi, because Rukmini begins, the name begins with these two Varnas called Rukmi. Similarly, Rukmi's name also begins with that, or that is his name, in fact, Rukmi. So that's why he is known as Lakshmi Savarna, Shriyaha Savarna, Rukmini Savarna, like that. Shriyaha Rukminya Saman Varnadvayam Vachakam Yasya. One whose name has same Varnadvaya, those same two Varnas which are there in the name of Devi Rukmini. So that's why he is Shriyaha Savarna. He is actually Savarna of Shri, which is Rukmini. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya here is Krishna Varna. He is Krishna Savarna. Just as Krishna's name begins with Krishna, similarly, his Lord Chaitanya's name also begins with Krishna. Krishna Varnam. He literally has in his name those two Varnas. So, of course, there can be many personalities with that name, but that one meaning is given of Krishna Varnam, like that. It can also mean Krishnam Varnayati, one who is always chanting Krishna, 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 like that. So that is also another meaning. It can also mean one who is in the same category as Krishna, Krishna Varna. It can also mean one who has the same nature as Krishna. It can also mean one who has same complexion as Krishna. How internally? Outside he is Gaura, inside he is black. Black meaning blue, black, Krishna, Krishna Varna. So many meanings can come like that. So here we are seeing Sri Jiva Goswami's meaning. So that was the first meaning. One whose name also begins with that Krishna, this Varna Yugal, like that. Yadva or Krishnam Varnayati, one who is constantly chanting Krishna. Krishnam Varnayati. He's always singing the names of Krishna. Tadrish Swa Paramananda Vilas Smaranollas Vashataya. Why is he singing his names already? Because he is remembering his ecstatic pastimes. And by those ecstatic pastimes, he is just calling out those names. In his same form of Krishna, he is remembering the beautiful pastimes, ecstatic pastimes that he has done, and being sort of helpless in the bliss of those pastimes, remembering those pastimes. He's saying Krishna, 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 like that. That way. They are his own pastimes, but he's remembering them and he's singing. Swayam Gayati. He's always singing those names, Krishna, Krishna. Param Karunikataya cha sarvebhya lokepi lokebhya tameva upadishati. So he's on himself singing this name, and with a great compassion, he's also instructing the people to chant these names. Upadishati. He's doing upadesh of chanting these names. Chant Krishna, Krishna, bolo, Krishna, Krishna, like that. Always Lord Chaitanya was saying to everybody, Kaha Krishna, Kaha Krishna. Even to animals and even to the birds and all like that, right? Ashuka and Shari and all of that. So Krishna, Krishna, Krishnam Varnayati. He is always constantly chanting Krishna's holy name. That is also Krishna Varna. Athava, another meaning. Swayam Akrishnam. He himself, by his tvisha, by his complexion, he is Akrishna. But he is so beautiful. Swa Shobha Visheshena. His beauty is so special that although he is golden, he makes people remember Krishna. Krishna Varnam. He is so beautiful that people are reminded or they remember Krishna, like that. So Krishna Varnam, Krishnopadeshtaram, Swashobha Visheshana, अपने खुद की विशेष शोभा से, अपने विशेष सौंदर्य से क्या करते हैं? सर्वेषाम श्री कृष्ण स्फुरति. Although he is Gaura, but when you see him, such is his beauty that immediately Krishna's inspiration or Krishna's revelation comes forth, the realization of Krishna, the Spuran. There is this very great realization or very great inspiration of Krishna's beauty comes. Yad darshanenaiva. By seeing him, people immediately are reminded of Krishna. Oh, he's so beautiful. Like we hear the beauty of Lord Krishna. Like that, he is beautiful. So that is Krishna Varnam, basically. Krishna Varnam means he is literally manifesting Krishna, actually. He is manifesting Krishna, or he is doing Upadesh of Krishna by inspiring the remembrance of Krishna, like that. He's teaching people about Krishna, Krishna Upadeshta. He is the one who does Upadesh of Krishna. But how? By speaking. Well, by speaking was said in the last meaning only. Here it means that just by his mere presence, he is making people, remember Krishna. So that is how he is doing Krishna Upadesh, like that. Such is his beauty that people are immediately reminded of Krishna. People are immediately inspired to remember Krishna. So that is Krishna Varna. Kimva, or fourth meaning, Sarvaloka Drishta Akrishna. Although in eyes of everybody he is Akrishna, meaning Gaura, he is golden, he is not beautiful Shama, blackish, bluish. But Bhakta Vishesh Drishto, but for the special devotees, for the devotees with special vision, he is manifesting Krishna Varnam. he is manifesting Tadrish Shama Sundaram eva. For the special devotees, he manifests his Shama Sundar Rupa. So for the entire world, he may be Gaura, but his very loving special devotees, when they see him, so he manifests, he has a special manifestation of Shama Sundaram, like that. Like Lord Chaitanya's close associates, how do they see him? They see him as Shama Sundar many times, like that. That mood may not be acceptable to him, but the devotees see him as Shama Sundara. That's the point. He manifests that to please them, like that. So that is Krishna Varnam, meaning one who is actually Krishna only, or rather he is same category as Krishna, because they are seeing him as Krishna straight away. They are not seeing him as Gaura, because they have that special vision. Those special devotees have that special vision, and he is also manifesting that beautiful form of Krishna to them, Shama Sundara. And that's how they're able to understand. He is Shama Sundar. Yes, he is Shama Sundar. And that, like he manifested that kind of form to Ramananda Rai. He also manifested his Shadbhuj Roop to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, like that. So he actually also did it. And what to speak of many other Premi Bhaktas to whom he might have manifested his Shama Sundar Roop, like that. So that is the point of Krishna Varnam. So these four meanings he is given. Tasmat Tasmin Sarvatha Shri Krishna Rupasya Eva Prakashat. In this way, although he is Gaura, he is practically manifesting Krishna Roop only always. Either he is manifesting Krishna Roop by inspiration, either he is manifesting Krishna Roop by saying everybody chant Krishna Krishna, or he is manifesting Krishna Roop by his beautiful, very beautiful features, or he is manifesting his beautiful form by, special love that the devotee has. Sarvatha Shri Krishna Rupasya Eva Prakashat. All the time he is manifesting Shri Krishna Roop only. That is why he is known as his Avirbhav. He is Sakshat Avirbhav. He is actually Tasya Eva, wo Shri Krishna ka hi Avirbhav hai. He is not different than Shri Krishna. Iti Bhavaha. That is the meaning of Krishna Varna. Like that. So you can see in this way, he explained the four meanings this way. So would somebody like to tell these four meanings? Or fine, whatever, you may remember two. So you tell two meanings and somebody else can remember. Yes. Krishna Rupa Mataji, yes.
Prabhuji, Swashobha Visheshan, that he makes people remember Krishna by his own presence, by his hue or color, Gaura, one who is golden himself, and by his own special beauty, he makes people remember. And this Bhakta Vishesha Drishto, like for special devotees, he manifests as Shama Sundar. So that is Bhakta Vishesha Drishto Tvisha Prakash Visheshan. So by these two ways, and in everyone's vision, he's a Krishna, Sarva Loka Drishto. That way.
Yeah, fine. These two meanings. Two more meanings he explained. Can somebody tell apart from these two? She told third and fourth meaning, or rather, yeah, third and fourth. Yes.
Yeah.
What were the
also.
first and second? What were the first and second? Mahatseva Prabhu?
Prabhuji, in whose name Kr and Shna, these two words comes, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So that was first, and second, Krishna Varnayati, who always chants Sri Krishna, Krishna's name.
Okay, yes, Prabhu, thank you. Hare Krishna, so perfect. So these are the four meanings that Jiva Goswami has explained in his Sarva Samvadi. In his Baldev Vidyabhushan, in his Tika, explained some other meaning. And plus, apart from this, I also explained some other, in the sense, other acharyas, they also explained some meaning. Like he's in the same category as Krishna. He has the same nature as Krishna, Krishna Varnam. In fact, he is same Krishna only, like that. So all these different meanings are also there. This way. But you have a question, Suresh Prabhu, or do you have something else? Yeah.
Prabhuji, I
Suresh?
get, when you are describing these four meanings,
Mhm.
I get reflection that Mahaprabhu explained how to recognize a Vaishnava. One of the explanation he says that when we see a Vaishnava, we get feel like chanting and taking Krishna's name. So that also I feel got reflection on this. So
Good.
that means each the best Vaishnava is also Krishna Varna. That means.
Krishna Varna in the sense that he reminds you of Krishna, like that. But yeah, Lord Chaitanya is non-different than Krishna here. He is, yes, Swa Shobha Visheshan. Fine, a Vaishnava is one who reminds others of Krishna. That is how Lord Chaitanya explained. Yes, Prabhu. Okay, yes. So now he speaks about the last line, Sango Pangastra, I mean the last point of Sango Pangastra Parshadam. The last Visheshana, you can say. Three Visheshanas have been used, right, for Lord. What is that? Krishna Varnam, Visha Krishnam. So both are explained now. Now he is explaining Sango Pangastra Parshadam. Okay. So that is the last Sarva Samvadini's last point. Tasya Shri Bhagavatvam eva spashtayati. That he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is also made clear by this phrase Sango Pangastra Parshadam. So in Gauda, Varendra, Banga, Summa, Utkala, in all these provinces, these are all provinces at the time of Lord Chaitanya. Everybody, many great saints, Mahanubhavas, they saw Lord Chaitanya in this particular manner. He was seen as Supreme Personality of Godhead. It was a popular fact that he was a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sango Pangastra Parshadam. This phrase is describing that. That basically it's a fact that he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that was experienced by many Mahanubhavas, many great saintly persons at the time of Lord Chaitanya, staying in Gauda, Varendra, Banga, and all these provinces like that. So how was that? Yes, his Angani, his limbs were extremely beautiful. So Angani, the meaning of Sango Pangastra, in that Anga's meaning, Srila Jiva Goswami takes as Anga only, limbs, straight away. You must have heard the meaning of Angani as Nityanand Prabhu and Advait Prabhu, right? That is the meaning Baldev Vidyabhushan gives. Srila Jiva Goswami gives straight away the meaning that Tatha Angani. Angani means limbs. Param Manoharatvat. He had such beautiful limbs. His beauty was such bewitching that it captivated and practically, defeated people. He was so beautiful. As Gaurachandra, as Navadvip Chandra, or whether as, as in, Jagannath Puri, as a sannyasi, like that. So he was so beautiful. Param Manoharatvat. Extremely beautiful limbs he had. Just like it reminded everyone of Lord Krishna. Such was beauty of Lord Chaitanya. So Param Manoharatvat, like that. Upangani, what is the Upangas? Bhushanadini. Upangas are his ornaments. The ornaments are known as Upangas. So these ornaments also on his beautiful limbs, they manifest a great power of attraction. Mahaprabhavatvat. Mahaprabhavatvat. You can say this. Those bhushanas, those ornaments also have a very great influence in attracting the hearts of people. It's not some worldly beauty, like beauty of worldly men and women. No, it is a very transcendental beauty. Such was the great influence of his beauty that even personalities like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya would be. He got so much attracted that such a beautiful sannyasi. Who is he? Such a special person, we know that. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya took him to his house and then took care of him and further his transformation. Even Prakashan Saraswati. See, these are the greatest of Mayavadis, greatest of Advaitvadis, who were astounding scholars actually, very great scholars. So naturally with scholarship comes that great hardness of heart, with the mundane scholarship like Mayavad and all. So they had, that kind of hardness of heart is there typically in great Mayavadi scholars. But even these personalities like Prakashanand and Sarvabhauma, they were so much attracted by Lord Chaitanya's beauty. So that was his Param Manoharatva, that was his Mahaprabhavatva, like that. Very beautiful. Of course, at sannyasi, what bhushanas he has? He hardly has any bhushan. So just his, shikha and sutra and this form, it was so beautiful that it also attracted so many people. So that's why tani eva astrani. So those limbs and ornaments, they themselves are considered to be like weapons. Such were his beautiful limbs, right? Like in worldly poetry, they will say such things. Your eyes are like the arrows, and like that they will sing. Oftentimes the limbs are given, the comparison is made with the weapons, isn't it? Limbs or ornaments, they are made, they're compared often with the weapons. So Jiva Goswami is saying that such were the limbs of Lord, and also his ornaments were so beautiful that Tani eva astrani, they only are actually his weapons. And then finally he says, Sarvada ekanta vasitva tani eva parshada. And because all these ornaments, they are constantly there with him on his body, so they are only known as parshadas. They are only associates. What are his associates? Those bhushanadini, they are only his associates. The ornaments and whatever, the various things that he wears, they are only his parshadas. Like that, the meaning is spoken. So in this case, you can see that limbs and ornaments are said to be astras, and then further, especially the ornaments are said to be also parshadas, because they are constantly there on his body. This way. Yadva, or the meaning can be Atyanta Premaspadatvat Tulya Eva Parshada, or because personalities like Advaita Acharya and all of them, they are great objects of his love, so they can also be said to be Parshadas. Or Jiva Goswami says Parshadas can also mean to personalities like Advaita and Haridas and Shrivas and all these personalities. They can also said to be Parshadas. This way. Tai Saha Vartaman. So he is always Sango Pangastra Parshadam. He is always situated, or he is always existing with them. They are always surrounding him. So iti arthantarena vyaktam. So that can also be another meaning. In that case, Parshadas can also mean all his personality associates like Advaita, Nityananda, and all. And this way. So how is that personality worshipped? Tam evam bhutam. This personality is worshipped. Kaihi yajanti. By what means he is worshipped? He is worshipped by yajnai. He is worshipped by yajnai. Yajnas. So he translates yajnas as puja sambharai, meaning by the paraphernalia for worship. This yajna is not referring to the typical swaha yajna. That is because we have seen this already, that in Kali Yuga, Nana Tantra Vidhanena, Tantra Marga or the Pancharatra Marga, that is Pradhan, not the Veda Marga, which is the typical Yajna. So see, Jiva Goswami also has translated Yajna as Puja Sambhare, which actually refers to the Tantra Marga, right? It refers to Pancharatra. It doesn't refer to Veda Marga, which would have been Yajna means just another synonym for Yajna, could have been some fire sacrifice in that sense. But he says Puja Sambhare, by paraphernalia for worship, Archan, that kind of thing. And that worship is actually Sankirtana Praya. That worship is primarily with the Sankirtana, meaning even if there is Archanam of the Lord, but that is actually done primarily through Sankirtana. Yes, in Kali Yuga also, Lord can be worshipped with Tantra Vidhane, with the Archana Vadhati, but that Archana should be primarily Sankirtana Praya. It should be primarily accompanied by, or The main thing in that worship is the Sankirtan, the holy names like that. So even the Pancharatriki worship is recommended with a lot of holy name chanting and Sankirtan and all that. That is important. Tatracha, so he quotes certain verses from Bhagavatam. Na yatra yadnesham. Wise people don't stay that place where there are no festivals and worship of Lord being done. So that's the meaning. Okay. Tatracha visheshena tameva abhideyam vyanapti. That abhideya of yajna is also qualified by another phrase called as Sankirtana Prayai. How is that puja sambhara done? How is that archanam of Supreme Lord done in Kali Yuga? It is done by Sankirtana Prayai. Sankirtanam. Bahubhi militva. Many people coming together. Tadgana sukham. See, is defining Sankirtan. What is Sankirtan's meaning? Bahubhi militva tadgana sukham. Many people coming together. They sing the glories of the Lord and experience joy. That is known as Sankirtana. Samyak Kirtanam iti Sankirtana. Like that. So Sri Krishna Ganam, singing the glories of the Lord, Tat Pradhanai. So your archanam should be Pradhan, in the sense your archanam should be completely filled with this Sri Krishna Gana. अर्चनम में आपके प्रधान क्या होना चाहिए? तत्. तत् मतलब श्री कृष्ण गान. Your archanam should be filled with Shri Krishna Gan. Then it is Sankirtana Praya Yatne Yajanti or Sumedhasa. Like that. So that is the point. Tatha Sankirtan Pradhanyasya Tadashriteshu Darshana. So this kind of Pradhanya, this kind of what you will say, Pradhanya, multitude, this kind of emphasis of Sankirtana is seen in the followers of Lord Chaitanya, Tad Ashriteshu. That's why this verse is referring to Lord Chaitanya only. It is said like that. Tatha Sankirtan Pradhanya. Sare bhai, Sankirtan yajna ka pradhanya किन में दिखता है? Tad Ashriteshu. जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु के आश्रित है उनमें दिखता है सीधा सीधा संकीर्तन का प्राधान्य. So Saeva Atra Abhideya. So he is only the Abhideya. He is the only object of worship of his devotees, as mentioned in this particular verse. It is Spashtam. This is very, very clear. Sankirtan Yagya's Pravartak is Lord Chaitanya. And in his followers, you see that Sankirtan very prominent. So Yajne Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Sumedhasa. This is the meaning. Okay. So that is Sarva Sambhadit of this particular verse. So we practically saw almost entire Sarva Sambhadit, except maybe one or two lines here there, which I left. Fine. So now once this meaning is done, so Baldev Vidyabhushan's meaning is quite clear. So I think we will go quite quickly in this. So let me just take you through this meaning. So you can see Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. Yes, which I am sharing.
Yes.
Yes. So see, we had seen here that Sveshta Vastu Nirdesham Mangalam Acharati, right? This is a Mangal of his worshipable Lord, Lord Chaitanya, and also Vastu Nirdesha. So that can refer to Bhagavatam or that can refer to Lord Chaitanya himself also, being his object of worship, like that. Because Lord Chaitanya is not different than Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna is the topic of Bhagavatam. So that's why Vastu Nirdesha. That is also it. So here he speaks, you see. So he first tells about this context. Nimi had asked to Karbhajan about the Yugavataras. So then he explained all the Satya and all that. Kala Vapi Tatha Shruno. Also hear about the incarnation in the age of Kali. I showed you all this yesterday, right? So that particular is being explained in the verse Krishna Varnam. Sumedha Saha Jana Kalavapi Harim Bhajanti. Those who are very, very intelligent, they know that in Kali Yuga also there is Lord Hari. and they worship him. So they are Sumedhasaha, they are very intelligent. Kaihi, by what means they worship? Sankirtana Prayahi Yajnai. And they worship by Yajna, which is primarily Sankirtana, based on Sankirtana. Archanaihi. See, he is also translating Yajna as Archanai. Because in Kali Yuga, you don't have Veda Marga, you have Tantra Marga. So Archan Vidhi is there, but that Archan Vidhi should be Sankirtana Praya. Like, see, sometimes some may have misunderstanding that in Kali Yuga, Archan Vidhi itself is not there. That's not the meaning actually. In Kali Yuga, Archan Vidhi is there. Otherwise, why is the Archan Vidhi there in our Sampradaya, and so much so in Shri Sampradaya and Madhva, all the Vaishnava Sampradayas. So it is there, but it should be Sankirtana Praya. That's the point. Like that. The meaning
Prabhu,
you understand.
the file
Very,
that you're-
very
Prabhu, the file that you're
specific.
sharing is Sarva Samvadini, Prabhu, not the other one. The
Yes,
file
Prabhu.
that you're sharing is Sarva Samvadini.
Oh, so that's what I was asking. Okay. I asked whether you are seeing Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary or you are seeing Sarva Samvad. Okay, now you see?
Yeah, now we see, yes.
Oh, okay. So I think you must be wondering what I am
Sorry
saying. Where from. Okay, I am here, Prabhu. Up to this we have already explained, and now I am here. So I was telling the context is of Nimi asking Karbhajan, and you see Kaihi, by what method the intelligent people worship Lord. So he says Sankirtana Praya Yajna, and that Yajna is again glossed by him. The meaning is said to be Archanaihi. So actually Archan Vidhi is there in Kali Yuga, but it is there Sankirtana Praya. It is primarily based on Sankirtan, meaning Sankirtan is part of that Archana. Although the Archanam is there, the Archanam is done with continuous Sankirtan, glories of the Lord, chanting the Lord's holy names. Like that, the Archanam is there. So it's not that Archanam is not there in Kali Yuga. In fact, Sridhar Swami said in Kali Yuga, what is that? Tantra Margasya Pradhanyam Asti. So in Kali Yuga, obviously the worship as Pancharatras is prominent, he says. See, this is Sridhar Swami's commentary on the verse Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. So what is Sridhar Swami's opinion? You can see here very clearly. Prabhus, you can see the Sridhar Swami's commentary, right? Sridhar Swami Virachita Bhavati.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. So you see, in a verse just before the Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam, that is the 31st verse. So he glosses Nana Tantra Vidhanena, Nana Tantra Vidhanena Kalo Api Tatha Shrunu. What does he say? Kalau Tantra Margasya Pradhanyam Darshayati. See, in Kali Yuga, the Tantra Marga, that is the Pancharatra Marga, that is Pradhan actually. That's the point. Veda Marga is not Pradhan, Tantra Marga is Pradhan. But that Tantra Marga or that Archanam, that should be done with Sankirtana Prayayihi. It should be done with the heart of that Archanam is Sankirtana. That's the point. Okay. So anybody who feels like Archanam is not relevant in Kali Yuga, that point is not valid also. Because you can see that Yajna is translated as Archanam. This way. Fine. So Kridrisham, what is that Lord? Krishna Varnam. So what is the meaning of Baldev of that Krishna Varnam? Krishna Varnam Rupam Yasya Antari Iti Shesha. Actually, one who has inside the Rupa, the form is of Krishna, that is Krishna Varna. Varna here means Rupa. And one who has inside form is actually Krishna's form only. Yasya Antari. अंदर जो कृष्ण का रूप लेके बैठे हैं, लेकिन बाहर क्या है? बाहर जो है वो कांति लेके बैठे हैं. This is Kantya actually, not Kanya. Kantya to a Krishnam, meaning inside he is Krishna Rupa, outside he is actually golden, which is the Kanti of his beloved Sri Radha. Like that. So Krishna Varnam, he has given a different meaning. what he means to say is actually he is Krishna only, but he is inside Krishna. Outside, there is Radharani's complexion that he will say after some time. But I just told here. So his prayasi, his beloved consort's Kanti is what is covering him. So if he is being covered by his beloved's Kanti complexion, then what is he inside? So that is what he says. He is Krishna Varna inside. He is the form of Krishna inside. This way. Iti Sheshaha means this should be provided. Antari. Inside he is Krishna Rupa. Outside he is actually that golden complexion. So he quotes that Shuklo Raktas Tatha Pita. He also quotes it. So we have explained it. Parisheshya Nyaya, Jiva Goswami also said that. Ange, what are his angas? Nityananda and Advaita are his angas. Upangas, Shrivas and others. Astrani, Avidya Chetritvad Bhagavan Namani. What is his astra? Actually, astra is the holy name. Holy name is the weapon. He makes everybody chant the holy names. He awards the holy names. He is himself chanting the holy name. And that holy name destroys all avidya. So that's why that is his astra. He is not coming with gada, or he is not coming with chakra or parshu or whatever. His astra is actually Bhagavan Nama. When he chants the holy names, immediately it transforms everyone. He just inspires everybody to chant the holy names. That is his astra. What are his parshadas? Gadadhar, Govindadaya. Gadadhar Pandit, Govindas and all, they are all his parshadas. So Baldev basically, his prominent associates are said to be Anga because they are none different than him. They are also lords themselves, right? So that's why Nityananda and Advaita are compared to Anga, which is like non-different than him, his own. Upangani are Shrivas and all his other associates. And Parshadas are those who constantly were with him, like Gadadhar Pandit or like Govinda and all that. And Astra is, whereby he defeats everybody. That is the holy names, like that. Some others have also commented his beauty as his Astra, like that. Here Baldev has said Bhagavan Namani, the holy names of the Lord. So Taihi Sahitam, by these all personalities, he is Mahabali, Mahabalitvam Vyajate. His great powerful personality can be indicated, can be sensed over here by all these phrases like Anga, Upanga, Astra, Parshada. These are all big personalities. They themselves were so powerful. Each one of them was such a great, inspirer, preacher, right? Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas, Advaita, Shrivas, Gadadhar Pandit, Govinda. So they are all great personalities themselves, and Lord is with them. So he himself, who is bestowing all power to them, how much he must be powerful himself. That's the point. Gargavakya Pita iti prachin tadapekshaya. So this is clear. Pita was used in past tense because it is prachin avatar. Ayam avatar, this avatar is Shweta Varaha Kalpagatau Ashtavimsha Vaivasvata Manvantariya Kalau Bodhya. So what is this avatar? This avatar is from the Shweta Varaha Kalpa, meaning this particular Kalpa. In that Ashtavimsha, 28 Divya Yuga, Vaivasvata Manvantariya Kalau Bodhya. So the Pita avatar that he is referring to, he is talking about the Pita avatar referring to actually this Vaivasvat Manvantar's avatar, like that. So if it is Shvetavaraha Kalpa, it would refer current Shvetavaraha Kalpa. See, Shvetavaraha Kalpa also can refer to first day of Lord Brahma, even in other days. These terms are interchangeably used, actually. They are used in many different ways, like that. So especially Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya coming in once in a day of Brahma, that refers to every day of Brahma, including the Shvetavaraha, which is typically the first day or 51st year's first day or every first day. It's just used in so many different ways, like that. That way. So fine, he is comes, appears in every day of Brahma once only, which is the 7th Manvantar, 28th Divya Yuga, and in that Kali Yuga. So that is what is Lord Chaitanya. This way. Tatratya Shri Chaitanya eva Ukta Dharma Darshana. Because the characteristics which are mentioned in this verse, they can be seen to be applied to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only. He says, Anneshu Kalishu, in other Kali Yugas, Kvachit Shamatvena, he is sometimes Shama, blackish, or Kvachit Shukapatra Bhatvena, or sometimes he is also green. Same statement which he also used in Laghu Bhagavatam. So he's quoting these phrases like Channah Kalo Yada Bhava, Shuklo Raptas Tatha Pita, Kalo Pitatha Shunu, Ye Vimrishanti Te Sumhedasaha. In this way, those who understand, they are intelligent. Channatvam, why is he known as Channa? He is known as Channa because although he is Lord Krishna himself, but he is not manifesting that lordship, and he is covering himself by his Prayasi's complexion, by Srimati Radharani's complexion. So he has covered himself by that. That's why he is known as Channa. He doesn't manifest his Krishna Rupa. Although he is Krishna Varna, meaning inside he is Krishna only, but outside he is covered by his complexion of his consort. So he remains Channa. That is the meaning. Later he speaks some things about the manuscript, so that is not relevant over here. Manuscript, how it should be read and all that he is saying. So that's fine. That we are okay. So what I'll do, the next verse is just Srila Jiva Goswami has sort of just rephrased this verse just to show the meaning. What he did was he just rephrased this verse in his own composition. So I'll just take that in 2 minutes and then we will stop. Okay. What Srila Jiva Goswami has done is he has just the same meaning of the verse, he has composed now his own verse. If somebody were to feel like, oh, he should have composed his own verse, why didn't he not compose his own verse for Mangalacharna? So taking the same meaning, Jiva Goswami composed another verse of himself, in the sense offering obeisances to Lord Chaitanya. See, Antah Krishnam Bahir Gauram Darshitangadi Vaibhavam Kalau Sankirtanadyai Sma Krishna Chaitanya Mashritaha. See, the same meaning is there. That's why Baldev Vidyabhushan also, he had just given one line commentary, saying Krishna Varna Padya Vyakhya Vyajena, just to taking the pretext that he is writing a verse which is thus explaining that essential meaning of the first verse. What he is doing is he is taking the shelter of his beloved Lord, Tadartham Ashrayati Antariti Sputhartha. So basically this verse is very clear. Antah. This verse doesn't need any explanation. It's the same as prior verse. Only thing is he is taking the shelter, Ashrita. What does the verse mean? Very clear. You see, one who is inside Krishna, Antah Krishna. This is Krishna Varnam. Bahir Gauram, which is Tvisha Krishnam. Darshitangadi Vaibhavam. It's Sangopangastra Parshadam. Kalau Sankirtanadyai Sma. In Kali Yuga, Krishna Chaitanya Ashrita. We have become Ashrita. We have taken shelter of this Krishna Chaitanya by the method of Sankirtan and others. Sankirtan Adyai, meaning chanting and dancing, singing the glories of the Lord, speaking the glories of the Lord, all that. Kalau Sankirtanadyai Smah Krishna Chaitanya Ashrita. Like that. So in Kali Yuga, we have taken the shelter of that Lord Krishna Chaitanya by the process of Sankirtan and other, this way. So it's the same verse, the same meaning. He composed his just own verse to just offer his obeisances and take shelter of that Lord Chaitanya. So what his purpose in doing it? It's his purpose is nothing but he's basically just showing. He's offering his obeisances and taking the shelter of that particular Lord by just composing his own verse with the same meaning. Tad artham ashrayati. उनका आश्रय ले रहे हैं उसी श्लोक को, उसी अर्थ वाले श्लोक को स्वयं द्वारा रचकर. That's the meaning. In Sarvasamvadini, Jiva Goswami has quoted one nice verse from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So we'll see that and stop here. Tadetat sarvam avadharya api paramautkrushter narthena tameva stoti. So in this way, Jiva Goswami says that the verse is explained to you, and that same beautiful meaning is taken to glorify Lord Chaitanya again in this verse, Antah Krishnam, like that. So that Lord Chaitanya's ashray, we take the shelter of that Lord Chaitanya, is also said to be, is also suggested, or rather is also said by this Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Param Vidvat Shiromanina. Jiva Goswami calls Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya as Param Vidvat Shiromani. He is the crest jewel of all the most learned personalities. So this is some beautiful verse which also speaks about taking shelter of that Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so this one is Shalini. Kala nashtam bhakti yogam nijam ya pradushkartum Krishna Chaitanya nama avirbhutastasya padarabinde gadham liyatam chitta bhranga. This Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has, this is his verse, quoted in Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak. So he says that gadham liyatam chitta bhranga. May the bee of my mind be more and more attracted to this beautiful Lord Chaitanya. Gadham liyatam. Ekdam, let it be more and more, very intensely, the bee of my mind be attracted towards Padaravinde, towards the lotus-like feet of Lord Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya Nama. Avirbhuta. Why has he appeared? He has Avirbhuta. He has appeared to Kala Nashtam Bhakti Yogam Nijam Yaha Pradush Kartum. That Bhakti Yoga which had a sort of which had been lost because of the passage of time. So he has come to again give that Bhakti Yoga. So let my mind may find more and more shelter. Let the honeybee of my mind, liyatam, may it intensely take the shelter of that lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya Nama. So he is also taking ashraya, and Jiva Goswami also says Krishna Chaitanya Mashritasma. We take the shelter of that Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so these are the first two Mangalacharan. The rest of it we will cover in the next session. Now the rest of the Mangalacharanas may take at best around 45 minutes or so. So in next session I will also begin the next session itself, meaning the Anuched 9 onwards, the aspect of epistemology, pramanas, that way. We might take around 45 to 50 minutes to take the rest of the Anuchedas of Mangalacharan, 3 to 8. Okay. Hare Krishna. So I will stop here. Shamlila Prabhu, you have a question? Any of you need to go for your services, please go ahead. The class is over. If you have any questions, you will stay.
Guruji, you are shared actually this all these PDFs. So I just wanted to make sure that what this one is Sarva Sarmadini that you are actually showing. Other is that Baldev Vidyabhushan also you are showing, and the
Baldev
third one
Vidyabhushan's
also.
commentary.
So before that, before this one, you showed some before Sarva Samadhini, you showed one. Which one is that? That is actually the verse which is composed by Jiva Goswami. Same as Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishna. That
Yeah, so see, I'm showing you two files. Usually I am switching between two files continuously, not continuously, but yeah, mostly. So this one is Sarva Samvadini. Okay. So this is Srila
Yes.
Jiva Goswami's explanation of his own text. And this one, the other one is Tattva Sandarbha, which is, this is the original Jiva Goswami's words, along with Tattva Sandarbha Tika by Baldev Vidyabhushan. So in this, the first, this word particular thing where there is numbering, this is Jiva Goswami's verse, or the quoted by him, the original text, the Mula Matram, and this is Tika of Baldev Vidyabhushan. So when I showed Jiva Goswami's verse, this verse basically Antah Krishnam, this one, this is Jiva Goswami's composition.
Okay, then
which has
you
the
showed
same
another
meaning as
one.
the first verse. Yeah.
Then one you showed that in which it says Antaha iti Sheshaha. Something Sheshaha word was there. Which one was that?
Yeah, that was Baldev Vidyabhushan's Tika, no, bro. See, it was here. Krishno Varnam Rupam Yasya Antari iti Sheshaha. Sheshaha means it is remaining, it should be provided with. That's the meaning. Shesha here is not referring to some person called Shesha, or it basically means remaining. Antari, in your Krishna Varnam word, Antari was not written. So he says, please provide that Antari. You understand that inside he is Krishna Varnam. Iti Shesha. That is the way to write Sanskrit. Iti Shesha means you should add additionally, this word can be added to understand the meaning. Okay.
Oh, okay. And Prabhuji, there are uses of these words, Kimva, Yadva. What is the meaning of that in the commentary?
Yeah, Prabhu. See, Kimva means or. Kimva, basically, if you have to give multiple meanings, no, then you can say Kimva, meaning or, in this way, like that. Or Yadva also can be used in the same sense, like that, in the sense of multiple meaning. See, there are many different ways in which these tikas are written. So as you are seeing the words, you will start understanding, oh, okay, Kimva means also, it can mean that or Athava can mean or Yadva can mean or, like that. So, Ataha Param, so like that, many different words, as you will see in the tikas, you can see that is the way, that is the style of writing.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, who else? Mahatseva Prabhu, has you have a question?
Actually, in in Srinivas Thakur Ityadi is mentioned, and in Parsada, Gadadhar and Govinda.
Yeah.
So not able to understand why, on what basis these classifications are.
Yeah, so that's what Baldev himself hasn't explained much, but it is said that Gadadhar and Govinda, they were his constant party associates. I mean, I checked this with other scholars, Gaudiya. So Gadadhar and Govinda, they remained Lord's constant associates even when he was in Puri, right?
Okay.
And they were practically most of the time, then after Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, they only were with him. So they, while Shrivas was there only in his Navadvip Leela, so Shrivas is surely said to, I mean, he is its Shakti, no doubt. He is showing that nature of Shakti Jiva. So that's why he is said to be Upanga, like that. But the associates is very specific because they were constantly with him, Gadadhar or Govinda. So they are said to be Parshadas.
Okay.
Anything else on this verse or this whole concept of
another thing, Prabhuji, is like these recordings, if it can be provided. Because
you can, yes, bro, the links, the links can be taken from PVRV. You can request them to.
Actually, I have requested them multiple times. They said yes, they will give. So I was not sure, even first two classes I was not there. So I was not sure whether it is shared or not.
Okay, so then fine, bro. I'll talk to them.
Yes.
At least Links can be surely shared. Basically, I am the audio files or video files. I have. It's best that we share it after the course, but the links can be shared certainly.
Yeah, Prabhuji, something like playlist can help because after every class we have to ask them, and we have filled the form also.
So
that,
what you do is you go to them and you can tell them this technology, what you are suggesting. Yes, Prabhu. So they can do that. Okay.
Prabhuji, yesterday they
I-
were telling me that they will share playlist only. But only thing it is not done. I am reminding
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So yes, if it is getting delayed, that I can check with them why it is getting delayed. But if you have some ideas on how efficiently it can be done, you may convey them directly. Okay. So no questions on this. I hope this explanation is clear to you, and you relish this explanation of Shilaji Goswami.
Prabhuji, regarding this playlist that you're saying, generally it takes one day to actually upload the files onto the YouTube channel of BVRV or whatever the channel they have. And maybe then there has to be one dedicated person who sees actually whether it is uploaded or not. So that could be the challenge with the devotees of BVRV, that to see whether this file is being uploaded on the playlist or not.
Okay. Fine. Okay, so let us stop here, and we'll meet on coming Friday. We have changed the timing now, and the day, not timing, but the day, Friday and Saturday, right? So from this coming week, we'll have it Friday and Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Okay. So we will continue our discussions there. No further. Shri Tattva Sandarbha ki jai.
Jai.
श्रीपाद शिला जीव गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय,
Jai.
पिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Hari Hari Bol.